And then he opened the door, and we had a sort of discussion about where or where not we were going to go.
Whispers from inside the palace have ignited a storm of curiosity. Princess Anne has released 3 private recordings made by Queen Elizabeth II before her death in September 2022. These weren't just reflective musings. They were the Queen's final messages to her family. But one video in particular has turned royal tradition on its head. In a message addressed directly to Princess Catherine, Queen Elizabeth bestowed a privilege never before granted in royal history. What was this remarkable honor, and why has it stunned King Charles, Prince William, and the entire royal establishment? Princess Anne, known for her loyalty and discretion, became the keeper of these precious recordings. For months, she hesitated, weighing the perfect moment to share her mother's parting words. Now, with the monarchy facing new trials and King Charles battling illness, Anne believed the time had come. The videos recorded at Balmoral Castle in the final months of the Queen's life capture a monarch stripped of formality, softened by age but sharpened by a lifetime of wisdom. These were not public statements, but deeply personal declarations. The Queen's first message to Charles encouraged him to lead not just with the crown, but with compassion. To William, she spoke as both grandmother and sovereign, reminding him that his children would be the legacy that defined his kingship. But it was the final video directed at Catherine that left the room breathless. Elizabeth praised her for her grace, resilience, and rare ability to connect with the public. Then she delivered the shock, naming Catherine as the guardian of a new royal initiative, a global foundation for mental health and environmental sustainability. This was no symbolic gesture. No royal consort had ever been directly handed such a responsibility by a reigning monarch. A historian called it a privilege without precedent. The foundation, tentatively titled the Elizabeth II Legacy Fund, would unite Commonwealth nations in addressing 2 of the most pressing global issues. It was Queen Elizabeth's unfinished dream, now passed to Catherine. To fully grasp why this was so impactful, we must revisit Catherine's path. Born a commoner in Berkshire on January 9, 1982, she married into royalty in 2011, enduring intense media scrutiny. Yet, through years of grace and advocacy, particularly around mental health, she proved herself not just capable, but invaluable. Still, even her greatest supporters could not have foreseen this moment. Being personally chosen by the Queen was more than recognition. It was a redefining of her role within the royal hierarchy. The bond between Queen Elizabeth and Catherine grew slowly but meaningfully. From their early meetings in Windsor to shared laughter at public events, their relationship was built on mutual understanding and quiet trust. Elizabeth admired Catherine's modern touch, her parenting, her ability to make people feel seen. Over private teas and countryside walks, the Queen shared stories of reigning and motherhood. These moments, free from the public eye, shaped the Queen's belief in Catherine's future role. Their connection deepened further during Catherine's health battle in 2024. Her candid public message about her cancer diagnosis revealed a depth of vulnerability that resonated across the globe. When she returned to public life in 2025, she did so with renewed strength. Appearances at Trooping the Color and visits to children's hospices showed a woman transformed, quietly powerful and poised to take on the responsibility that the Queen had entrusted her with. Behind palace walls, Catherine has already begun shaping the foundation's future. Meetings held in Kensington Palace blend her compassion with strategic planning, focusing on practical solutions for global mental health and environmental efforts. William remains at her side, her unwavering partner. Those closest to them say the Queen's words only deepened their shared sense of purpose. This moment doesn't just honor Catherine, it reshapes what the role of a consort can be. With the Elizabeth II Legacy Fund expected to launch in 2026, Catherine steps into a role designed not for ceremony, but for change. The monarchy, long criticized for tradition and distance, now has a figure ready to bring relevance and humanity to its legacy. The secret recordings, still locked in the royal archives, are known only to the family, but their effects are rippling outward. For Charles, they provide clarity in uncertain times. For William, they affirm the strength of his family. And for Catherine, they serve as both a crown and a calling. Princess Anne's decision to reveal these tapes has not only honored her mother's wishes, but reminded the world of what the monarchy still can be: an institution shaped by service, unity, and quiet revolution. Catherine's journey from Berkshire to Buckingham is no longer just a fairy tale, it is a legacy in motion.